Good grief, what the hell happened in WWE over the last 24 hours? There we were on Sunday, we were chilling out, kind of looking forward to Survivor Series, having a little cup of tea with each other, blowing kisses, and now we're on Wednesday and the entire card has changed and everybody is just going nuts. I'll tell you this though, doesn't it make for some fun television? Even though you may not agree with all the decisions being made, isn't it just entertaining to be able to have chats like this and tune into Ups and Downs with me, Simon Miller, here on WhatCulture Wrestling, and go through this palaver as the friends that we are. Let's up those downs. Just to start off things with some shock and emotion, WWE did confirm at the top of the SmackDown broadcast that yes, Becky Lynch had suffered injuries on Raw and she's not going to be able to compete at Survivor Series on Sunday. That absolutely sucks. It gets her down. It's all because she got blasted in the face by Nia Jax, and WWE went out of their way to show that punch in slow motion. As I saw it, I think my own brain exploded and thought, how the hell is Becky Lynch not dead? And yeah, because of that, not only did she suffer a broken nose, but she also suffered a concussion. And as we talked about the video around about 12 hours ago, if that happens and you're a sportsman and you're in WWE, you ain't gonna be able to compete. She will appear on the show later to clear everything up, and everybody was describing this as Becky Lynch not being able to fight because she had a broken face. I mean, it's true, she did have a broken face. What a strange way to describe it. The madness continued, and boy howdy, are we just getting started, because AJ Styles came to the ring to cut a promo and address his opponent on Sunday, Brock Lesnar, getting up. He got interrupted by Paul Heyman, who had decided on this evening just to be a massive troll, because he put AJ Styles over huge, but also bookended that by saying, well, as good as you are, you ain't as good as Daniel Bryan. Thankfully, AJ was allowed to play the smart babyface here, and he wasn't going to be taken in by Heyman's tricks. He even said, I know what you're doing, you advocate you, and I'm not going to let it happen. Let's focus on what's important, and that is, I'm going to make Brock Lesnar tap out of Survivor Series, and then what are you going to do? How are you going to come back from that? AJ Styles didn't wiggle. I just like to wiggle. Obviously, eventually, Bryan did get involved in this because he was quite confused, as he had every right to be. Why were people even mentioning his name? He's not in the main event of Survivor Series. He's going to be in one of the Survivor Series matchups. He told AJ Styles that and said, look, can you please stop saying my name? And if you don't, I'll punch you in the face. And then very maliciously, the champ said his name, so he punched him in the face and they had a big fight. Shane McMahon came out to break up things because of course he did. Shane McMahon is the best in the world, and who better than he to calm things down? And then backstage, as AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan were still bickering, it got announced that the main event was going to be these two, and the WWE title's going to be on the line. What on earth? And if you haven't watched SmackDown and you're learning all about this now, strap yourself in, laddie, because we got a long way to go. From nowhere, it was then Jeff Hardy versus Andrade Cien Almas. I mean, it was all right, it was fine, but I was like, okay, why does this all of a sudden appear from nowhere? Like magic. Guess he gets an up. I mean, it was fun, even though Andrade lost again, which cements his role on SmackDown as, I either won't be on the show, and I won't even turn up, or I'll face some kind of veteran, and I'll lose. It was clean as a whistle too. Hardy hit the Swanton Bomb, 1, 2, 3. Andrade loses, and he was laying there looking at the lights, but he was daydreaming of those NXT days. I can't hate on what happened next too much because it did tie into the overall narrative of the night. We were backstage with Paige and The Miz, and they were talking about what they were going to do with the Survivor Series teams, but it was still stupid down. Because of everything that had happened, Daniel Bryan had been kicked off the team. He was no longer the captain, meaning the A-lister was the sole captain, but he needed to pick a replacement. Miz thought about it, and given that he'd just seen Jeff Hardy take a win, he got added to the team instead. Miz also then decided he was going to boot Rey Mysterio out of the group, but Paige said you can't do that, Miz, and if you do want him to leave, you'll have to beat him in a match, and that match is going to be next. And that makes no sense given 30 seconds earlier, he was allowed to do whatever he wanted. So it was a bit like we were making up the rules as we went along, and WWE would never do that. And I just can't be happy about Shinsuke Nakamura and his treatment on the blue brand anymore. Down. No, brown down. While Seth Rollins gets to come out on Raw and say he doesn't even care about facing Nakamura on Sunday because he's got too much going on, Shinsuke was like, well, this is all I've got. I'm going to whip Rollins' ass, and after that, maybe I'll get a feud, maybe I won't, I don't know, because I'm Shinsuke Nakamura, the US champion, and WWE doesn't want to do anything with me. I may have paraphrased a bit there and thrown in some of my own thoughts, but it just baffles me. Just give him a feud, please, or at least do something with the US Championship and do something with Shinsuke Nakamura. He won the Royal Rumble, for goodness sake. and you're ruining that event too. Kinda, not really, but I'm saying it. And as dumb as the setup was, The Miz versus Rey Mysterio was actually quite fun. It was quite entertaining, gets it up. Much like Hardy and Almas, it was kind of just there to fill a few minutes, and after The Miz had tried to roll up Rey Mysterio did a roll up of his own. He surprised The Miz. He's gonna stay in the Survivor Series team, so that little story wrapped up like a little present with a bow. Randy Orton appeared afterwards trying to RKO Rey, but he couldn't get him, so instead he saw The Miz and thought, I'll RKO that guy instead. Everybody loved it because everybody loves the RKO, which stands for Randy Keith Orton, or as I like to say, Randy Knockout, which makes grammar fun. Becky Lynch time now, and she is on an absolute roll this week. Get enough. Now, yes, she is out of Survivor Series, but do you know what? Long term and looking to the future, this may actually be the best thing that ever happens to her. Between you and me, as you have tuned in, I'm going to do a why video about this, because think about the amount of sympathy she has now. I mean, she had sympathy before, but now the sympathy has gone through the roof. That's the kind of stuff that keeps people over for a long time, and she's so relatable. She had her dream match, and it was stolen away from her at the last second. She had to pick a replacement from the few women that were standing in the ring, and eventually she did go to Charlotte, her longtime rival, and said, Mrs. Flair, I pick you, now go out there and make Ronda Rousey tap out. And then somewhat interestingly and a bit weirdly, Charlotte and Becky hugged. But here is the thing. I kinda got it. Lynch was already amazing in her promo, saying it was the medical team that wouldn't let her fight, and she was just exuding passion and she was exuding emotion. As we know in our real lives, sometimes when you get too passionate, these emotions do take over. So maybe in this moment, when she was looking at Charlotte Flair, all her memories of being her friend and everything they'd been through just overcame her, like I said, so they gave each other a big hug. Just an outpouring to a friend during a hard time. And also maybe this is WWE drawing a line under everything with Becky Lynch and saying, you know what, she is a face, we're going to treat her as a face, and from this moment on, she's Becky Lynch the face. It's broken now, we'll fix it, she'll be the face. Admittedly, I'm probably overthinking this and kind of taking Jane Austen novels and sprinkle it into the WWE storyline. I can do whatever I want. Into my brain, that's how I want to view pro wrestling, so that's what I'm going to do. The Charlotte promo afterwards ruined it a little bit because she took weeks of storyline with her mental struggles and whether or not she's going to be able to compete at Survivor Series and just chucked them out the window. But I'm going to give WWE a pass here because this was kind of a transitional episode given everything they've been through, so I'm okay with this. Then the Bar beat the New Day, and I kind of shrugged my shoulders. I was like, why am I seeing this for the umpteenth time? We see this every week, and I think the Big Show won after he gave the knockout punch to Kofi Kingston. But I was all over the place. I was thinking about pianos, TVs, lights, computer there, guitar. There's Batman, Macho Man, Randy Savage. Basically, I got distracted. Down. Also found out who else is going to be in the SmackDown Tag Survivor Series team, and WWE cared as much about this as they did on Raw. It's going to be the Colognes, it's going to be Sanity, and it's going to be the Good Brothers. The Usos were just backstage throwing out SmackDown shirts, and I don't know how anybody could have cared about this. Another down. It's golden up time now, because who on earth saw this coming? Ooda lally. Daniel Bryan did take on AJ Styles, and Daniel Bryan won. Up. Golden up. It was a great match and one that I'll implore you go and watch for yourself because I guarantee you'll enjoy it. And we really have to focus on the finish here because I am 99% sure Daniel Bryan went heel. Basically, after some awesome back and forth, the referee got knocked out. Bryan saw an opportunity, so he just kneed AJ Styles right in the groin. And apparently his knee is stronger than Shinsuke Nakamura's knee because AJ Styles couldn't get over his penis pain this time. Daniel Bryan hit him with the running knee. 3 count, 1, 2, 3. Don't know how to do that twice. And that's it. Daniel Bryan, again, is your new WWE champion. He then went nuts afterwards and continued his assault on Styles, and I tell you, it kind of worked because the fans were booing, and after I did some Googling and some reading this morning, I read from here, apparently this was Daniel Bryan's decision. He didn't really like how he was being booked as a face. He was like, hey, book me as a heel. And now he has. I don't know where this is going, but he did have a crazy face. He was all like wide-eyed and like, oh, I'm the champ, I don't care anymore. And I'll be honest, with that and everything that's happened over the last couple of days and how much the Survivor Series card has shifted, I don't even care. I'm just having one badass time, and it does mean on Sunday we can get Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar, and I've wanted that match ever since I was 3 years old and didn't even know who those two people were. So you do the math, you work that out. And yeah, I get it, a lot of people are upset because they think WWE could have made Daniel Bryan winning the WWE title after everything he's been through a big deal, but I like it this way. I like it when they do things I'm not expecting and we can come on camera here or on the internet over there, that's where the internet lives, and have a discussion about things we never saw coming. It gets me excited, and I bet you're excited too. And we rarely get long-term plans anymore anyway, so let's just enjoy what we are presented with. This was a damn good episode of SmackDown. And you know what? Survivor Series has gone from like here, and I was looking forward to it, but now it's right up here, and I absolutely can't wait. let's get ready for the Survivor Series. Now, don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know what you thought about last night's SmackDown. Like, share, and subscribe. Head over to WhatCulture.com and read yourself some articles. Follow WhatCulture on Twitter and WhatCulture WWE, and there's loads of videos on this very channel right now. Go watch them all. We got why Becky Lynch should beat Ronda Rousey. That don't make any sense no more. We've got the reason why Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey was cancelled. There's loads of stuff. There's ups and downs. There's new stuff. I can't even remember. I'm just talking. Come on the top of my head. Go watch it all. My name is Simon from WhatCulture. Thank you very much for watching. Now I gotta go lay down. I gotta get some sleep. My brain just feels like a big mush bucket after everything we've been through since Sunday night. That's what I'm going to do right now. Fade away. See you soon.